Welcome back, you guys. I am so excited for today's video because I was playing with the new palette from Cosmic Brushes and I felt inspired. Let's do a Cosmic Brushes ranking. They have released 12 palettes and I have 11 of them. And let me just say, they've never released a bad palette. So this was difficult to say the least, but I'm really excited to share my thoughts on all of the palettes that I have. And it kills me that I cannot get my hands on that first palette. I don't know why. God knows I don't need it, but the collector in me feels like it's incomplete and there's nothing I can do to fix it. I know, it's crazy, but let's get into the ranking. You guys, I love a ranking more than I could ever tell you. I love them so much. So when this popped in my head, I was like, what have I been waiting for? I could have done this at 10 palettes, you know? But I'm excited. I love this look so much. So this look will probably be up after this video. So stay tuned for that because I do want to film another one in the morning. So if this is your first time here, my name is Heather and I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands like this one. But if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe, stick around, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. You don't want to miss how I made this look. I cannot wait to create another one tomorrow. So as I said, I do have 11 palettes from them, and honestly, they are all fantastic quality. I've never had a quality issue with Cosmic Brushes at all. I love their formula, their matte shimmers, and everything. I think they're beautiful. So now I'm gonna hush, and we're gonna actually get into the ranking. So coming in at number 11 is the Gothic palette. So this is the only 12 pan palette they have done, the smallest one they have done. And it's really beautiful. I do like the packaging and everything. The formula is 10 out of 10, really good. So the reason I rank this low is because the thing that I love about them is their color stories are so adventurous, and to me they are so exciting. They inspire me, and I didn't get a whole lot of inspiration out of this one, and I don't know if it's because maybe it's too monochromatic for my taste, or I don't know. I just don't know. It's like I said, it is a beautiful quality, and I know a bunch of you guys really love like purples, and honestly I think if you bought it and you love purples, you would probably love this palette, but I just have other favorites from the brand. So that is why I ranked this one at number 11. I probably need to get out some wipes because I'm gonna be like swatching a lot. And I also just realized I forgot to put on my gloss. My food came, so I was eating real quick. Okay, so coming in at number 10, we have the Sinister palette. Now this one isn't bad either. I don't know. It just missed the mark for me. It does have some really freaking amazing shades in here. This one is so good. Eerie. It's just so beautiful. And like I said, the formula is really, really good. I know they still have some of these on the site. And if you look at it like this, it's like two like almost monochromatic palettes. It's really beautiful. I don't know. It's just not my favorite color story from them. This though, you can get some really good looks out of it. And if you like the color story, you will most likely like really, really love the palette. And then coming in at number 9, we have the Delicious Delights. So the only reason I rank this one lower is because it's a rainbow palette. And I'm just so over rainbow palettes personally. But this rainbow palette is really beautiful. This shade here, Sprinkles, is so beautiful. Like the shifts in it are so strong. And the thing I love about their, like, that's one swatch. But the thing I love about their shimmer formula is it's really, really like silky smooth, but you get the most impact. Like that's what's left on my finger after one swatch. It's insane. Like I was saying though, this one is beautiful. It's just not my favorite. I do like the matte to shimmer ratio. This shimmer right here is beautiful. So is Sugar Plum. It's like blue, but it shifts to purple. It's really stunning. And I've gotten some really fun looks out of it. These three together are so gorgeous. Highly recommend if you have this one. That would be such a pretty look. I know when I first started my channel, I had a giveaway, and I gave one of these away because they accidentally sent me two and they told me to keep it. So it was really nice of them. Coming in at number 8, this one's hard because I really love this palette a lot. And it's like, it deserves to be higher in the ranking, but so do the ones that are above it. So it is the 'Tis the Season. This is beautiful. I think they did a really, really good job, and it is one of my favorite holiday releases. This is what I mean, though, when I said I like adventurous color stories. To me, this does feel adventurous, and I think it's so freaking beautiful. I absolutely loved the looks that I created with it. I highly recommend checking out my video if you haven't seen it yet. But I had a blast with this one, and I truly would just love to pull it out again. It's just so stunning. I also, like, at first I wasn't sure about the packaging, but now I really like it. It's like grown on me, and you can tell, like, the higher up the releases go, the more she's like tweaked little things like the artwork and the font and all of that, and I think she's done a really good job making it even better. But coming in at number 7 is the Undergrowth palette. I was so excited when she started like showing this one. This palette has some freaking gorgeous shades in it. My only thing with this one is I feel like while all of these like shimmers are different, the golds, a lot of them are gold, and I feel like it makes the looks all look the same even though they're not. This shade though, Undergrowth, is insane. So is Fireflies. Like, the color story of this is gorgeous. I don't know. I feel like we needed something to like, we needed something different in the shimmers, but honestly, I don't know what, because the theme is Undergrowth, and for the theme, it does make perfect sense. I just wish you could tell a difference really with the shimmers. I mean, you could totally go cool tone up here. I really love this shade and this shade. They're really gorgeous as inner corner pops. This palette is stunning. And again, the matte formula is one of the absolute best. And so is the shimmers. They are so stunning. And it's like almost shocking how much they cost. You would expect them to be so much more, but she always keeps them at a low like price point, and I think that's awesome. But yeah, I really love greens, so I really love this one. It's like a bigger version of the Sorcerer's Smoke from Unearthly Cosmetics, and I think that was really fun. But I just wish the shimmers weren't all like leaning so gold. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. I feel like we needed something different. Maybe like an orange shimmer, a red shimmer. I don't know, you know, but those are just my thoughts on it. I do think it's beautiful though, and I do recommend if you love greens, you will love it. And also, I really like the artwork of this one with the fireflies. I think it's stunning. Coming in at number 6, I had a freaking blast with this one, and it is the COOLTRALS. Oh, I love this palette so much. This one's like a bigger version of Sorcerer's Smoke. Not Sorcerer's Smoke, the Dreamer. But man, she just did such a great job with this one. I created some really, really fun looks. I think so anyway. This silver is insane. So is this shade down here. Magnetic. Like, it's so inky and just gorgeous. And then we have this gorgeous multi-chrome here. They just have such a good eye for color stories, and that's my favorite thing. Every time I know that they're coming out with a new palette, I get so freaking excited because almost always they do something that I love and I'm blown away by. Same with this one. Now we're down to the top 10 and I love these so much. They are so freaking wonderful. My favorite color stories, and I'm so happy to have them. But don't get me wrong, I am happy to have the others too, especially like these three, the COOLTRALS, Undergrowth, and 'Tis the Season. These are some our favorites as well. I just have to rank them somehow, you know what I mean? So that's why they are a little lower. But coming in at number 5, you guys know I freaking love blue eyeshadow, and this is beautiful. Like the tones of the blues and the purples and these shades, they're so stunning. She did such a good job. These two shimmers are insane. The undertones though, the mattes get me. And I love mattes, don't get me wrong. You see how vibrant those are? I really love mattes, but that flaked everywhere. I picked up too much. I really love mattes. They don't really like get me as excited as the shimmers. The shimmers are what really gets me going. And then I'll like plan my mattes around the shimmers. But the undertones of these mattes are so freaking beautiful. And like, look at this multi-chrome. And imagine like, you can see like the purple in the like this color. So you could do these two in the front half of the crease or all through the crease, and then do this on the lower lash line with this all over the lid. It would be freaking insane. I love this. I think she did such a great job. There's so many different looks you could get out of this palette as well, which is one of my favorite things about it. Coming in at number 4 is another one of those palettes that just blew me away. And it released this summer, and it is the Neutrals. So this released alongside the COOLTRALS palette. But my favorite between the two honestly goes back and forth. But for now, I think it's here. I love grungy eyeshadow and these mustards with these like dingy greens. Let me just say, one of my favorite looks I have ever created was in the video where I reviewed this. I just love this one so much. The shimmers are they're so good, guys. Look at that one. It's like mustardy, but it has like this green duo. It's like so dirty, and I love it so much. And that one is so fiery. And then we have Glitz. And there's something about like these antique gold shades that just really makes me feel so excited. This palette is adventurous and fun and smoky and just grungy and gorgeous. And truly, it just makes me so excited. This is one I am so thrilled to have in my collection. There's just something about it. If you love these types of colors, you will be so in love with this palette. All of her palettes are around like $30, $35 as well, if you guys are curious. Now we are down to my top 3, and they are the best of the best, truly. Some of my favorite palettes in my collection. And number 3 is Muse. Again, I love the grunginess of this palette. This is like a fairy garden for me. I say it every time I talk about this palette. It's so fun. I do want to try to create some looks with it on my channel, even though it's an older palette. I'm hoping I can bring it in like some kind of get ready with me or something, because this palette is so beautiful. And I know some people like feel intimidated by it, but it's exciting, and I feel like I could help people see past the intimidation and just see the possibilities and the potential of this one. Oh my god. So this shade Luster is so beautiful, and I love that her iridescent topper shades are really good for highlights as well. I had a complete lapse. And I shouldn't say her, because I don't really know that for sure, but it just pops out of my mouth. I truly mean no disrespect, but I've never spoken to the owner of this brand. All I can say is whoever they are incredibly talented, because this is so uniquely beautiful and fun, and What a dream. How wonderful would it be to create something and watch the whole like community fall in love with it and know that you did that. Like, I can't even imagine how good that would feel and exciting to be able to see something that you created through other people's eyes and like the looks they created with it and all of the things. It would be so fun. It's so amazing. Yeah, I would love that. And that's why this one is at number 2, because literally everyone that's tried it, I think this is, I'm going off what I've heard from other people, but everyone that's tried this palette has fallen so in love with it. It's sold out several times. I don't know if it's available still. It probably is, but it's the Serenity, and this has been one of my favorite palettes in my collection since the moment I got it in my hands, and it still is a favorite, but it's not my number 1 anymore. This is so good, you guys. Oh my God, I look at this and my heart just gets so excited and I just can't even stand it. I love this so much. It is so beautiful. I have not created a look with this one in a minute, and I think it's time. I think it's time, you guys. Like, oh, now her shimmers have improved since this. They were not bad at all. Like, they're still like really beautiful reflective shimmers. I just feel like they're a little more reflective now, but I mean, you could see those are glossy and gorgeous. And this palette is like, I would say 3 years old, but she is beautiful. This brand just came out and was like, hey, I'm here. And they did that. They really did, because I watched the whole like makeup community fall in love from this palette. But this is always going to be a top favorite for me. I love it so much. And while this packaging is not bad, it's really pretty actually. You can see like they have updated it. And why not? Let's talk about my number 1 palette. And you can see like she's working on the artwork and stuff. So, little disclaimer, I've only filmed 1 look with this palette and I've swatched it. So I don't have my full thoughts on it yet. Not really, but I kind of do, because I could tell from working with the shades I've worked with and swatching it that it's the same formula. Like, that's another thing about them. They're always consistently good. I've never found any issues or anything like that. So I feel comfortable and confident in this formula enough to include it. But please keep it in mind, I've only done 1 look. Now, with that being said, this color story is everything. It's giving spring. I know it was a Valentine's Day release. It is the Lovers palette. I love the artwork. And even though this one opens different, they are the same exact size, which I truly appreciate them doing that, because that's a pet peeve of mine. It drives me nuts. I just wish everything could look the same. And I mean, you know, that's not going to happen, but I think this is so beautiful. This color story is so fun. And honestly, I am so in love with this look that I created today. This shimmer is so good. So this palette has 20 shades, like almost all of the other palettes. And it has, I think, 1 multi-chrome and 2 duochromes and several like really high impact metallics and a ton of mattes. But this is the shade that I have like right here, and it's so beautiful. And then I have Truth on the back half, and like, look at that. The shimmers are so beautiful. I'm gonna double swatch, but that's what it looks like with 1. It's just, it's captivating. It's so gorgeous. And this one is my new favorite. Honestly, I didn't think anything would ever top Serenity. And to be fair, these two are kind of interchangeable. I love them both the same. I just love this one first, and I think that's why it gets placed first. But these are both like really good, and honestly, I don't think you could go wrong with this one either. It's a fun color story. You do have some neutrals in here, so you really can get that quick look if, you know, there's times when I need a quick look. So this would be a really fun palette to pick out for that as well. These 2 shades I haven't used yet. yet, but they are really, really gorgeous. I kind of lost it when I swatched them. Ignore my dirty hands. It's from swatching, but they are both beautiful. This one is more like gold, and this one's more of that like pinky gold. They're stunning. So that is it, guys. This is one of my favorite brands, like, in my whole collection. I love them. I get excited when I see they're about to have a new release. Like, they are a brand I always set an alarm for when they have a launch, because they do tend to sell out, and for good reason. The quality is 10 out of 10. The pricing really is insane, and it's so exciting because indie brands are kind of expensive. Shipping right now is really expensive. Like, I just paid $23 in shipping from a brand that's in the United States and is only a few states away from me. The cost of everything is really going up. But I feel like it does make it a little more accessible for everyone, and I think that's wonderful because you still get that indie experience, but at a cheaper price with an amazing, impeccable formula that I could not recommend more. I love them so much. But you guys are going to have to let me know down below if you have tried cosmic brushes, and if you have, like, what's your favorites? I would love to hear your thoughts, or if you haven't yet, are you interested in trying any of them? I love rankings, and I will think of any excuse to do a ranking. So I have some other brands that I can do rankings on. I'm thinking about doing an updated Unearthly ranking because I've gotten several palettes from them since my last one. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.